The plan, which the government has for the year 2022, has left the majority of citizens in this area from the estimation of fuel subsidy to the 5,000 naira grants offered to roughly 40 million poor and wanting Nigerians. For more on this, Olajide Promise report.
Recently, the Nigerian government intends to eliminate its fuel subsidy in July 2022, following its unrelenting pressure by the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank. Since the extent of these increases in transportive measures is uncertain, the 5,000 naira grant the federal government has proposed to many poor and impoverished Nigerian citizens has led the majority to wonder whether it's the right plan to execute or not.
Of course, everybody has been lamenting about the whole course of action because considering what is happening in Nigeria currently, that's not the best option for the citizens to abide with, because right now almost everything has gone ×3 or ×4 in price. Now removing the fuel subsidies like just putting people in hell. Seriously, that is not a good decision to actually help the citizen, because right now people need to get a way out of whatever situation they are. So I believe the government should even look into some other things rather than removing the fuel subsidy, because if that should actually happen, it's going to cause a lot of havoc in the economy itself, because that will mean increase in price of fuel, which actually control the whole economy, because transportation will have to increase and the prices of goods and services also will have to increase, and salary is not increasing, earnings are not increasing. So it's just an advanced way of making life difficult for people.
Really bringing a lot of controversy, because when you say you are removing fuel subsidy, actually economists and some experts will say that's a very good thing to do. But when you remove that, where do you put the money back to? Because we already have some trillions that we spent on fuel subsidy annually. So if this is being taken off, where do you actually put this money back to? And one of those things the Minister of Finance is saying is that they will put it back into transport grants in form of 5,000 to I think about 40 million Nigerians. So how do we now measure who are the poor Nigerians they are going to pay the 5,000 to? What measures are they going to use in determining who and who qualifies for the 5,000 naira transport grants? That's one. Because I'm really looking at that, 5,000 by 40,000 multiplied by 40 million, that will give you about 200 billion. That's still far from what we normally pay as fuel subsidy annually, because monthly for 2021 it was estimated to be around 150 billion naira monthly.
The incoming elimination of the fuel subsidy made middle-class Nigerians to become frugal in their financial dealings, as they are complaining in advance that this particular strategy may appear to have some anomalies. Findings show that complete fuel subsidy withdrawal was found to have had adverse effects on firms and households.
Distributing 5,000, would it be a daily occurrences or what? The fuel subsidy is removed once and for all, and then the 5,000 naira is for how long? Will it be distributed daily? Will it be a weekly dose, or what exactly? And what exactly is 5,000 naira going to do an average Nigerian in a week or in a month or in a year? How long? Instead of 5,000 naira for 40 million citizens, why not just gather those money and add to the fuel subsidy, and then let's keep pushing it the way it is before, rather than creating a problem and trying to solve a bit of it? It doesn't change anything actually. To me, I see it like a prank, like you are playing a kid, a prank. You are giving him biscuit to collect money from him. So that's the way I see it. That doesn't really help anything. It does not even affect an inch of what hula baloo we should expect in the economy if that subsidy is being removed.
IMF is saying what Nigeria is planning to do is good, because when you remove the subsidy, you can put that money back into bigger projects, especially in a capital project that will keep borrowing. And even with the next year budget, we are still having about 7-point-something trillion as deficit. So they're saying we don't know how to fund that part of our budget. So at least if you now say, okay, we are getting maybe a relief of 1.6 trillion, so that will reduce our deficit. But men looking at all these things, how do the implementation matters? We've seen a lot of things when toll gate was being removed, and they said, okay, don't worry, we are removing toll gates because we want to increase pump price. What happens to our roads after that time? The roads were not being maintained for a long time because the normal BOT arrangement of ground were being scrapped. So sometimes implementation matters. So that is what we should look at. It might be a very good one. Some Nigerians are saying it's good because the politicians has always been the one benefiting more from the subsidy, because most of these trillions they claim they pay out, we cannot even we can't account for it. You understand? What's our consumption annually? So we should pay for the one we consume, not for the one landing at the port.
Industries and financial bodies need to improve their productivity levels by employing more workforce into the system so that the country can become better than its previous self.
We actually get people into the government so that we can have a better movement. So I feel the government needs to look into removing the fuel subsidy and think of better ways by which we can generate revenue and actually sustain the economy, because trust me, right from time the fuel price has not been going down. It has been increasing and it kept on increasing. So right now saying that removing the fuel subsidy is the solution, I don't think is something really healthy for the economy right now. So my best advice is, if we can look into other things, we can actually maximize and actually generate more revenue. Because right now, what we should even look into is how to reduce the price of this thing, because obviously we have these resources. Oil is being exported from Nigeria. So there's no reason why we should buy oil at high prices.
From a business perspective, I'll say to assist the whole nation, the government should come out well and say, okay, this is the landing cost of petrol as at today, and the way we draw our budget at the end of the year, we'll fix dollar and everything, like dollar to be 3.79, and we put all those things in place, and I'll say, okay, this is how much fuel is going to be sold by June. Then this is how much you are paying for subsidy. Okay, this year they said they are envisaging around 1.8 trillion. Okay, let's assume we are carrying that into 2022, and we have 200 million to be paid out as transport grants. So we are left with 1.6 trillion. So you now tell Nigerians that, okay, we are going to put this 1.6 trillion into so and so capital expenditure, and it should be related to transportation. For 2021 alone, I think our debt servicing is around 3.3 trillion. You understand? We are not paying, we are servicing the debt. So okay, you are saying, okay, if we put this back into debt servicing, what relief is it going to bring on our economy? Will it improve our foreign exchange? Good. Or if we put this money back into reserve, will it increase our foreign exchange? We know when the foreign exchange is better, then the cost of commodity will also go low. Okay, we say no, we are putting it into road. The government should be specific on what they want to use this thing for, and the resultant effect. We know removing fuel subsidy will cause some form of inflation. So let us also know how they plan to cushion the effect, apart from the 5,000 naira, because we know, you know that even how would they determine those that are poor?
Moreover, the government should be flexible to the opinions of citizens so that their feedback can be used to improve the economy and Nigeria as a whole. Olajide Promise, reporting for KAFTAN TV.